Hi, this is Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin. A lot of times people talk about opportunity. Where am I going to get the best opportunity? How will I find the job for me in the 21st century? There's two things really that people need when they're starting out in life or when they're looking to change careers. You need education and you need experience. How are you going to get them? How could you get them combined? One of the most fantastic ways you can do it is through the apprenticeship program. I want to celebrate what is happening here in Kentucky. There's a couple of graphics I'll show you in just a moment, but the bottom line is this: you have a chance to earn while you learn for a job that will serve you well for the rest of your life. We need you. Kentucky's workforce needs you. Get engaged today. We are Kentucky.
Over the past 40 years, what we in America have stopped doing is stop making things, stop maintaining things, and stop building things. Well, now it's come to roost. And so now we actually have to get something done. The average journeyman, as Steve stated, around the country makes $60,000 a year. Key word, average. There's no one in this room that's average. No one. We do not do average here in Kentucky.
Our apprenticeship program has grown to 32 apprentices across 13 disciplines, and we will apprentice any department.
The apprenticeship program is free. They pay for your schooling, they pay for your books, they give you time off to complete your coursework, and it's just a great opportunity to advance your education.
The fact that most of my friends are going to be thousands and thousands of dollars in college debt, and the fact that I'm not going to have that, it just takes a huge burden off my shoulders.
I want to do the apprenticeship program because it was the opportunity to learn a new trade and gave me the opportunity to go to college.
Do you realize that you are setting in the demographic center of the U.S. for everything east of the Rocky Mountains? Think about that for a second. If you draw a line down through the United States, down through the Rocky Mountains, and look at everything east of that, that's about where 80% of the population of the U.S. resides. And you're setting in the demographic center of it. Technically, it's Danville, but we're close enough. All crossroads are here. Think about it. All the major interstates cross here, 65, 71, 75, 64. All the major rivers cross here, the Ohio, the Mississippi. All the rail crosses here. And when I used to bring potential customers to Kentucky to do business with Roll Foreman, I used to tell them that we can get as fresh as seafood here tonight in Louisville as you can anywhere on the East Coast, because who brings it here? UPS brings it here. You're in one of the lowest cost living areas in the world. You're the center of the strongest economy in the world, and you're in the demographic center of the U.S. Why would you want to be anywhere else except right where you're sitting right now? It gives them a skill, a good paying job with a career path. Secondly, for them, it assures them of a long-term career regardless of economic conditions. You guys are going to have a skill that very few other people have, and if an economic downturn comes, you're going to continue to have a job when other people aren't. It's almost an insurance policy for you. The other thing it does for you, and probably one of the most important things, it creates a path to increased opportunities. The 14 apprentices that I watched get shepherded through Roll Forming over the years, many of them became supervisors and managers. They went on to get engineering degrees and become leaders in our industry. I would tell you that your career is just starting. You have a lot to look forward to. To you business leaders, I would tell you that the apprenticeship program kept us connected to the educational world. And in that partnership, we developed innovation, the innovation that's necessary to take a high-tech business forward. And that's one of the things that we look for in Kentucky. The other thing that I would tell you apprentices and business leaders alike, what we have found over the years with the apprentices that came into our businesses is they were even more highly skilled than the senior technicians who'd been there for years and years. Why do you think that's possible? because the technology that these young men are learning is changing every day, and they're being taught state of the art. They're bringing technology into your business as apprentices, and you apprentices should also be very proud of that.
A lot of opportunities have come our way in Louisville through partnerships. We've partnered with the Department of Education and the Department of Labor for the apprentice programs, and we've also partnered with JCPS for an early Head Start classroom, which is where we are right now. We have 3 locations: Elizabethtown, Bardstown, and Louisville. I love what we're doing. I love the way our programs are growing and the way that we're touching families. Our motto is Crocus Academy, where families bloom, and we want Crocus to be a place where families can really grow. The way that early childhood education works, we often get students that co-op that maybe want to work over the summer or work during the school year, but the apprentice program is a little more comprehensive, and it really allows us the opportunity to hire them long term and not just while they're doing their apprenticeship. And some of our students that we started with were seniors this year, so we actually only had them half of a school year. And of those 2, Maria in Louisville and Genesis in Elizabethtown, both of them have already been hired on to teach and work in the early childhood programs in Elizabethtown and Louisville. Our Bardstown apprentice was a junior this year, and she worked in the afternoons, and then next year she's already scheduled to start working with us in the fall. And then we assume that all going well, she will work with us when she gets out of school. I think they work because I like the training into practice. For me, I would be then hiring somebody who has the education that I need them to have. They will have had CPR and first aid. They will have the required trainings of orientation and pediatric abuse and head trauma. In addition, they will have training using my curriculum in my program with my students. And they will have a support team with other teachers that are able to guide them, answer questions, point them in a different direction, or say, hey, let's take this and use it for this week. And so apprenticeships work for me for a variety of reasons. 1, the hands-on training in the classroom. 2, the way that the credential is stackable. They can add to it, but they don't have to. And 3, I like the time frame that I get to work with them in my schools. We actually know what we're getting when we hire somebody from an apprentice program.
From this apprenticeship experience, I've learned a lot. The most important skills to have while working with children is to have very good communication skills as a proper way to discipline them. You have to relate to them and be patient with them, or they'll be defiant. I also learned organizational skills. You have to have organized lesson plans that relate to each age group. And I also learned that working with kids makes it easier to work with adults.
Family and Consumer Sciences is helping to develop an early childhood workforce as a part of this apprenticeship program.
Before I started in this program and once I started high school, I was very undecided on what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be. So this program has really helped me decide who I want to be in the future, and with the help of the great staff and my teacher, Ms. Slavin, it's really impacted my life in very good ways.
This experience impacted my life by giving me more opportunities and showing my parents that I want to do something in my life in the future, because I will be the first one to achieve my career education that I want.
I can justify paying high school students to come into our apprenticeship program because it allows us to train them in a way that's most beneficial for us, as it would for any other program as well.
Not only am I a family and consumer sciences teacher, but I'm also a parent. And one thing I have noticed over the years with my own children is that there's a very high turnover rate of employees in daycare and early childhood education programs. And so I was so excited to have Bardstown High School be involved in this apprenticeship program. It's really helped my students to apply the things that they have learned in our program on this job training.
Tell me and I forget, teach and I remember, involve me and I learn.
The students that come to us have not worked in any other program. They have no preconceived notion of what child care, early education, preschool, any of that is supposed to be. They really are able to soak up everything that we're teaching them.
Apprenticeships are the history of our skilled workforce, and they will be the future of our skilled workforce as well.
Youth Apprenticeship is a win for employers, a win for students, and a win for school districts.
This is normally a man's world. How do you ladies feel being amongst all these men? Has it been intimidating? I know before when you mentioned to me, Your first few days was intimidating because it was just yourself there.
Yes.
9 months later, how do you feel?
Very confident.
Okay.
Very empowered.
Okay.
It's definitely nice, not to brag or anything, but in our classes and the skills we have to learn, I'm actually the top of the class amongst all the boys that are in there and that are in there. So that's definitely an empowering feeling to be intimidated at first, but you can push through it. It's like any woman that is scared of this or intimidated by it or would never ever think to do it. I was in those shoes once, and I have to say, don't knock it until you try it. I mean, don't knock it until you try it. It's
so
very
did I
empowering.
just hear a little bragging?
Maybe a little.
Is that what I just heard?
Maybe a little, but heck, I mean, why not?
That's right.
Why not? I mean, we should be able to brag. We're women that accomplish things that
the same thing that men have.
Exactly, exactly.
Hi, my name is Brittany Duke. I have been with Amtech for about 2 years now, and I have a message for all you ladies out there. And my message is that you do not have to go to college to be successful. I am the happiest I've ever been. My career is looking great. I make amazing money. I have nowhere but to grow from here, and I couldn't be happier with Amtech.
A US education model would not be able to be airdropped into Australia. It wouldn't work. Australians are a different breed. They're a different beast. They're a bit more relaxed in some parts. It wouldn't work. I was talking earlier about the German apprenticeship model was airdropped into Singapore, and that didn't work either. But the German apprenticeship model is rock solid. So what went wrong? It's got to be customised to the local region. It's got to work in that part of the region. And it's almost as specific as what happens here in Louisville isn't going to happen in other parts of the state. It's not going to happen in other parts of the state. So you need to look at what already exists and how you can build on that momentum and bring things together in a coordinated way. That means having a look at the curriculum, not writing new curriculum, but saying, how can we deliver this curriculum to get young people engaged? Because what we need to do here is we need to work out how we're going to stop young people dropping out and disengaging. That's what we've got to get onto. That's absolutely critical. So any programs that we can bring back into the high schools, and the high schools can work with the local community colleges, and the community colleges can work with the higher education providers. We all need to work together, because somebody might want to go and do an apprenticeship, but they might want to go off and go to university. University is great for some people. I think that it really is a choice, and we need to give people choice. How can Kentucky lead the way? Well, I think we've already seen and we've already heard, and I can honestly say, and it's not because I'm standing here in front of all you Kentuckians, that I do travel the country. California, New York, other states, and there is no question there is momentum, serious momentum here. You know, we heard from the Department of Labor, that was really great feedback. There is definitely momentum, and there's momentum because of the collaboration, not just with educators, not just with the employers, but with government departments, the different secretaries working together for the same cause. Because it doesn't matter if you're in economic development. It doesn't matter if you're in education. You have to work together because it's all a piece of a successful recipe for the state.
Travis, congratulations again on your well-deserved position at Chase Bank. We miss you here at Interapp, but we're really proud of what you've done. You're a testament to what a little bit of opportunity can be put in front of someone and they run with it. So congratulations on your hard work. It's all you from here, and I'm really proud to hear all the good updates from you. So we miss you here, but congrats and good luck.
And this is so important too, because there really is a disconnect in people understanding that apprenticeships can start at such a young age and grow into whatever you want it to be. It's not something, an afterthought.
Right. Well, and also to that end, with the apprenticeship program, from day one you get compensated. And it's a learn and earn model. So you work 4 days a week and then you're in class one day. And then after, you could have as little as 2,000 hours to as little as 144 hours in class time. And then depending on the discipline that you're in, it may take up to as much as 8,000 hours OJT and 566 hours. But again, you're getting paid from day one.
We're excited about the summit. Thanks for coming in and talking
I'm
to
more
us.
than excited.
You're changing,
We're excited.
You're changing lives.
Absolutely.
Geared up, but you always got a second chance in life if you want to take it. I don't care where you come from. I've done probably a lot of things I shouldn't have done. I've mistreated a lot of people. I worked in the bars. I've slung dope. I've done it all. I've bounced and I've been with the stars. I've worked at Rupp Arena. I worked with some of the major promoters and recording artists. You know, I'm just thankful to be here. Thank you.